And a very good morning. It's Mark here. It is January the 2nd. A happy new year to all of you. And well, a lot of activity to start the new year. Let's jump right in. At the US dollar index, you can see US dollar has pretty much picked up where it left off before New Year. Very, very strong again. Broke through that 108 level, the 108 resistance we saw uh, before the New Year break. Picked up from there and a high now of 108.68. Bear in mind that the US session has just got started. Um, the fact that we see this move before the US session starts, we've seen this in the past couple of weeks. Sometimes we see a turnaround once the US session gets going. But for now, definitely strong US dollar to start the new year. 108.55, 108.60. Yes, that does look very high. I know that, but just to put things in perspective, I'm going to a monthly and have a look at highs from 2022 at 114. So, yes, there is a long way to go for dollar bills, but it has moved a lot today already. Let's see how the US session gets going, gets started, whether there's going to be any kind of a turnaround or a retracement at these levels, or if there's still demand at these high 108.50, 108.60, enough to keep the dollar bulls going. Let's have a look at S&P, bearing in mind that the stock markets, Wall Street will be opening in an hour. And look, also strong equity as well. S&P strong, nice bounce today off the support at 5,917. So looking strong. Still an hour to go until the markets open, but definitely pre-market activity. We are seeing buyers and we are seeing demand at these levels. What I have drawn in, and I think it's relevant, is a descending trend line. For those looking to stick with a sell here, I am going to just tell you why I'm looking at the sell in that way. Bear in mind the weekly bearish engulfing we had 2 weeks ago, very strong bearish signal to show that the uptrend could be over, there could be a turnaround. Those are the sellers. That's the bearish engulfing we saw. The following week after that, being last week, we saw a doji indecision. The selling did not quite continue. Moving averages are down. You can see that. And we'll see how things work out this week. If this week, being today and tomorrow, continues being red and a sell-off, just makes this downtrend even stronger. Let's go back to the daily where we're sitting now, which is why I put in this descending trend line. And if I do, that's the level that sellers don't want to see it get back to, and that's the 6,100, 6,100. Sellers will want to see a bounce down off this descending trend line. Of course, buyers will want to see a break above it and above the resistance here at 6,100. Let's have a look at gold. I know I've drawn in a lot here, but I'll give you the reasons for that. What I find interesting with gold strong today, you can see that. No inverse relationship, strong US dollar and strong gold. We'll see how that plays out for the day. But sitting right now at 2,600, there's a high of 2,647. So we can see gold has started off strong this week and into the new year so far. Strong gold, 2,640. I have drawn in this ascending trend line. And the reason I did that is to show we do have very gentle, but we do have higher lows. From this over here in November, the low we saw here at 2,000, pretty much 2,500. And then we saw a higher low, 2,580. Then very recently, 2,000, almost 2,600. So we are seeing higher lows, which is significant. I drew in from the top as well, showing the lower highs, and to see if price action narrows, and then we look for a break in either direction. But for now, Gold starting off strong on the front footing, opened up at 2,623 all the way up to 2,646, and now sitting at this 2,640 level. Again, bigger picture, the higher lows are significant to me. Let's have a look at oil. $75.50. Strong oil. Wow, there you go. Broke through this resistance. I kept the old, not so old, the resistance in here from going into today. It gapped higher to start today. It's continued. There is demand. $75.50, 75.58. Having broken out of this range, it's significant that it broke above the 74.50. That is a tough level to break above. It broke above the 74.50, which it hadn't been able to on the 3 previous occasions. It's broken through 75.59, now looking for 76. 76 will be a tough level to break through as well, and we haven't seen it break through there since over the past 3 months. The daily, I'm just looking at the resistance here. October, November, that's where we have these highs, and those of last year, October, November, where we got to around the 76 level. 76 is certainly going to be hard and the target for buyers wanting to see if they can get up to test that 76 level again. Bitcoin. Yes, I know I've drawn in a lot here for you to look at. I'll tell you why I've done that. You can see Bitcoin has here on the daily, the last 3 days, Bitcoin has bounced up off that 92,000 area, that level, that support for the 3rd day now, and looking to test 97,000, a strong day for Bitcoin. Having said that, I do want to just go back to the weekly, and you can see this bearish engulfing candle, which is just that, a bearish signal that this uptrend could be over for a while, could be a real reversal. From 2 weeks ago, we saw it kind of continue last week. We see price action between 90 and 95,000 is where price action was over the past few days, but now broken above that 95, sitting at, as you can see, over 96,000. For me personally, a little bit wary and maybe looking more at for sell signals, but this is relevant. And I'll tell you why I drew this in. We often speak about the Fibonacci retracement tool, a tool that shows once when when we have a preceding trend up or down, and then the market retraces, how strong is that retracement? Is that retracement going to be just that, a natural breather, a retracement, or possibly a reversal? Well, we have the 3 Fibonacci levels to test how strong it's going to be. And the first retracement level is 38.2%, I think the strongest of the 3. I've taken the preceding uptrend on Bitcoin, starting over here at 66, that was in November, where we got this really strong run up all the way up to 108,000. There is my uptrend. That's what I used as my measuring stick for Fibonacci. Now Fibonacci, the market comes down. I want to see how it deals with, how sellers deal with that first Fib retracement level, 38.2%. And there it is at what? 92,000. And where did it turn around? Right there. So it's not a case of whether Fib retracement levels do work, don't they work? They do work, because here you can see, here's where we got the hold up. Here's where the sellers ran out of steam. Here's where buyers stepped in and turned things around for now. Long way to go. But we're sitting above the 96,000, which I think is relevant. We just started the US session. We saw so often in the last few weeks that so many of our instruments, the dollar itself, the S&P, gold, oil, Bitcoin, turn things around and the trend changes and reverses when the US session gets going, following the Asian, which is closed. We've got a few hours left of the European session, long way to go in the US session. Let's see if the strong US dollar and everything that goes with strong US dollar continues into today. And I'll see you at the end of day session. Good trading, guys. And once again, a happy new year to all of you.